This is HeKnowsFitness Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping the foot on the what? On the necks. We keeping the foot on the what? On the necks. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that we are, we're applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts pipes. But before we get on to the video, make sure you guys check out HeKnowsFitness, bringing you guys quick, fast, and effective workouts that's going to yield lasting results. Let me say it again. Check out the next channel, HeKnowsFitness. The link is in the description. We're bringing you guys quick, fast, and effective workouts that's going to yield lasting results. Make sure you check that link in the description. Go to that channel, subscribe, comment, like, and share. Now let's get on to the video. Here's the thing. When you look at the first two episodes of The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, right? It brings you into the realm of introspection. What does introspection mean? Introspection is just basically a fancy way of saying self-reflection. Let me say it again. Introspection is a fancy way of saying self-reflection. What do I mean when I say self-reflection? Here's the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, and the cutthroat truth. The truth-telling fashion is this. When Michael Jordan did in bringing out The Last Dance, you have to understand all of the nuances that was associated and all of the issues that was underlying this. First and foremost, Adam Silver begged Michael Jordan to come out with The Last Dance. If you guys recall, Adam Silver said any and everything is on the table. This is why I try to tell you guys in cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth-telling fashion that MJ is still the GOAT. He's still the greatest of all time. Let me say it again. That needs to marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me and hear me well. Michael Jordan, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, MJJ, or MJ23, his airness, number 23, the one that wags the tongue, the one that hangs in the air. Adam Silver, the successor to David Stern, RIP, who passed away in January of 2020. People forget that. It wasn't just Kobe Bryant that passed away in January 2020. David Stern did as well too. Iconic and well-respected NBA commissioner. Didn't like everything he stood for, but he didn't take no crap from nobody, and you have to respect the fact that he basically was a commissioner that basically put his foot down, something that Adam Silver is still trying to learn. But Adam Silver begged Michael Jordan, begged him to push up the date for The Last Dance. And look at the numbers. See, this is how you know when you are the NBA GOAT and you move the thumb and you move the needle. The first two episodes averaged 6.1 million viewers. Let me say it again. It averaged 6.1 million viewers. I told you guys, this is how you separate, or this is how you get the distinction or the separation between what a GOAT status player is versus what a pretender is. LeBron couldn't draw 6.1 million viewers. Not at this point. Not during the global pandemic. Not during coronavirus. Everybody in every facet of business, every facet of life was watching The Last Dance in terms of them needing motivation. It's sports, right? In terms of them needing something to get them over the hump. Because what we saw when we talk about introspection is self-reflection of what Michael Jordan meant. Because here's the thing. There's a saying out there that says, old soldiers never die, but they fade away, right? Let me say it again. Old soldiers never die, but they fade away. Fade away meaning the next generation is not going to understand what happened, especially if it's not in their face, especially in this day and age when people's attention span is very short. Michael Jordan is the greatest player by acclamation. Whether you look up Wikipedia, whether you look up, you Google search him, or whether if you just sit there and go into NBA's encyclopedia, or what we would call their basically history line of what great players are all about. He's universally acclaimed, or by acclamation is known as the greatest of all time. Why? Because he is absolution. He is 6'6". in the NBA Finals. Never let that thing go to 7. Perfect 100% NBA Finals. Killer instinct extraordinaire. Assassin's mentality like nobody's business. The man just dominated the game, put his imprint on the game, and basically took his game to the next level on levels that you just can't understand. But what the first 2 episodes did was what I talked about. And the prediction king strikes again. And the prediction king strikes again. See, when people were still being negative, thinking that, oh, it's going to be LBJ apologists, LBJ stands, LBJ brigade, LBJ. But and the prediction king strikes again. And the prediction king strikes again. That's what I told you guys, man. When it comes to this basketball stuff, HeKnowsFitness is Naismith Jr. Let me say it again. When it comes to this basketball stuff, HeKnowsFitness is Naismith Jr. I told you guys, man. You know, I have to toot my own horn, dog. True alpha extraordinaire, dog. When I tell you guys these things, y'all need to listen. So hear me and hear me well. MJ put it out there because he was begged by Adam Silver to come out with this stuff. And when he came out with it, the introspection, the self-reflection, you keep hearing me use these words, was to remind people of Michael Jordan's greatness. Michael Jordan's, what some people would say, unhealthy competitive spirit, but isn't a true alpha variation. It's called always pushing yourself, never being satisfied, never letting up, always trying to beat out the last outcome, always trying to supersede what you last did. This is what Michael Jordan did in the first 2 episodes. You got an introduction of what greatness personification is all about. And boy, did you get it. Because it had to be a reminder of what a real true NBA GOAT looks like. And that's Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Because when it's time to win, you're going to have to be hard on your teammates. When it's time to win, you're going to have to get ugly. When it's time to win, you're going to have to step up, either show up or show out. Because see, here's a saying here. To be a king of the jungle, it's not enough to say that you're the king of the jungle. You have to actually be that king. Because if you don't be that king, what ends up happening is in the moment of doubt, chaos can start and it can form. And when that happens, it leads to one's own demise. Let me say it again. Woo, woo, woo. That was so deep and profound. You know, he knows his sport in Yoda fashion, dropping them damn jewels. So again, let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me and hear me well. When you are a king of the jungle, it's not one thing to say that you are the king of the jungle. You have to be that king of the jungle. Because in a moment of doubt, this is where chaos starts. And it can lead to one's own demise. LeBron James is the one that says he's the king of the jungle. Michael Jordan, on the other hand, is the king of the jungle. You see the fundamental difference? Let me say it again. LeBron James is the one that says he's the king of the jungle. When he said, oh, I was the NBA GOAT when I beat that 73-9 Golden State Warriors team. Hold up. They didn't have Draymond Green because Draymond Green called you the B word and you used the NBA goon reffing to get his ass out of there. Andrew Bogut got hurt and there was no more rim protector, so you could Mack truck to the basket. See all of these underlying issues. Stephen Curry, even though he's a high octane beta, aka alpha wannabe, he wasn't 100%. He was injured. So many mitigating factors, right? But on the other hand, right? When we sit here and look at Michael Jordan, he just got the job done. The flu game got the job done. Didn't care that he needed to be carried. Got the freaking job done. You see the separation? One is pretending to be a king of the jungle. The other one is actually being the king of the jungle. This is what the introspection and the self-reflection was about. To remind you of what greatness personification was all about. That's what the first 2 episodes represented. And this is what HeKnowsFitness was trying to tell you guys in the previous live preceding to this. That and the prediction king strikes again. And the prediction king strikes again. And I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I told you guys you were going to see the difference between what a true alpha in the NBA looks like, a la Michael Jordan, versus a pure beta in LeBron James. It's really that simple, folks. This is HeKnowsFitness. Checking out.